What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the Prater, Tonio, who finally revealed what kind of an accident he got into. And that actually happened quite a while back. And it was a brutal bike accident. And I have got to say that man is very lucky to be alive and well now. So looking back at a few of his physique updates from a while back, now we can all understand why he was wearing those patches on his arms. Because that is where he got seriously burnt, along with a number of other places as well. So the detail that Tonio posted in his recent post, they were horrific, because according to the people who witnessed that accident, he should not have survived that. And that is why even his recovery phase, that was just so brutal, where he could not move, he could not eat, or do anything by himself, which by the way also puts a big question mark. And that is up for debate. Should a pro bodybuilder who's solely making his living with his physique, with his body, should they have such kind of a hobby?
To answer your question, the healing is great. No scars like that. My color's coming back. But I'm good. I'm back to the gym, working out and pushing that intensity before I left. And we working. It's going. It's going.
Because let me remind you guys that back in the day, when Warren fell off the horse during the filming of a documentary, people said even that was reckless. Because if you tear your quad, or your elbow, or you injure your shoulder, then that could be it for you. You are done. Your pro career is over. But the good thing is that Tonio has not only recovered extremely well, he's now back to moving some serious weight, and he is back up to 260 pounds. And for those of you guys who do not know, that by the way was the heaviest he weighed during his peak of season this year. And he also looked really great at that point. So Tonio wants to be top 5 at his next Miss Olympia, which I personally think is a bit of a stretch, because he will have to beat some very good bodybuilders, some of the best in the world, in order to place that high. So Hadi, Derek, Samson and Martin, there is your top 4 from this past Miss Olympia. And I think we can all agree that Tonio as of right now, he does not have the size, he does not have the mass to outmuscle any of those guys, like Andrew Jacked or Hunter Labrada. Now Tonio has an awesome shape, he has awesome symmetry, one of the most aesthetic guy out there, but so does Martin Fitzwater. And Martin, we all know, is a lot bigger. So unless Tonio comes back to the stage, unbelievably huge, and much bigger than 2024, especially what we saw at California Pro, or the New York Pro this year, it is gonna be tough for him to place top 6. Now that being said, I do however think that Tonio could have been top 7 in the world this year, because William Bonac was top 7, and Tonio would have compared extremely well against a guy like William Bonac. But do let me know what you guys think.
My dude, top 6 sounds good. That sounds amazing, to be real with you. But I'm gonna do you one better, and we going top 5. I don't know where in that top 5, but we gonna fall in that top 5. Like I said, everybody's great. I'm not knocking nobody, but I know what I'm capable of. I know what me and my team can bring.
Next up, we have the physique update from the mutant, Nick Walker, who is moving and grooving really well in this part of his offseason. So the head judge of Miss Olympia, Steve Weinberger, saying that Nick Walker will have a hard time winning the Olympia on Vaugh's podcast. That is as realistic as it gets. And the mutant actually has a response to that. So winning the Olympia, that we all know is a different ballgame. And as of right now, all we wanna see is can he get better than his Olympia 2022 look, where he got 3rd place, because that was the last time we saw him on the Olympia stage. And the last time we saw him on the stage, which was at this year's New York Pro, I think we can all agree that wasn't his most impressive look. In fact, I have got to say he barely dodged a bullet at this year's New York Pro, because Martin pushed him like anything at that show. Now Nick Walker fans still claiming that he is a top 3 guy from the Olympia. That just isn't valid anymore, because that happened more than 2 years back. And since that time, Samson Dauda has improved a ton. In fact, even Samson Dauda from the Arnold last year, he was able to beat Nick Walker. And not to mention Martin Fitzwater has also become one of the most incredible talents in the top ranks in the men's open as of right now. And this is a battle that we all want to see at this year's Pittsburgh Pro. Plus there are a couple of other guys like Andrew Jacked and Hunter Labrada, and they aren't gonna be easy to beat either. So Nick Walker has got a lot of work to do And he has to do a lot of difficult things in perfect order in order to win the Olympia. And a lot of other things need to go his way. So the judges we all know want to see bigger quads on Nick Walker. But at the same time, they want to see a smaller waistline. So that Nick's shape, that is somewhat comparable to some of these other top guys who are aesthetic mass monsters. Now that being said, the freak factor of Nick Walker, that is always gonna be his biggest strength. And after watching this past Miss Olympia, with a winning Miss Olympia, he failed to show up at his best despite doing everything in his power. That makes you feel that nothing is guaranteed in bodybuilding. And Nick should just focus on bringing his 100% to the stage and let the cards fall where they may. Next up, we have an update from Martin Fitzwater, especially this response. Now, as fans, we just wish that more top pros, they think this way. The entire bodybuilding season, that will become way more exciting and way more engaging because we see some of these top guys, they compete only once per year. So Martin is playing as smart as someone possibly can. He knows he is young and he's fresh. And as long as his health is intact, and that allows him to compete several times per year, then he should do that, make plenty of money while doing something that he loves to do. And the thing is, Martin has paid his dues. Just go back to 2022, when Martin did Texas Pro and Arnold UK. He was one of the most disliked person in the men's open class at that time because he left some comments about Nick and Andrew that the fans just did not like. And look at him right now. He is on cloud 9. His fan following has doubled in just a matter of a few months because the man just won the fans over with his physique and with his new attitude. And the man is gonna continue to build himself as one of the biggest stars in the current bodybuilding roster by winning more shows, by showing up more often, and by doing multiple shows every year. So it is so amazing how many of these big names, they sit on the sidelines, not doing enough shows, when everyone knows that there is limited time as a professional in any sport for that matter, not just in bodybuilding. You can be at the top of your game for only so long, and that is the time to make the maximum out of it, make the maximum amount of money. And as of right now, Martin is making the maximum out of it. Next up, we have an update from Hunter Labrada. So he has also been totally absent from social media for almost 5 weeks now. But now he is back to moving some big weights in the gym again. Because the last time, Hunter spoke about his future competition plans. He said he would like to do this upcoming Arnold, which is happening in March next year. And with these comments from the head judge Steve Weinberger that he should 100% do this upcoming Arnold, as he will have a better chance of getting compared to Samson Dauda. That must have been so motivating.
Okay, so where would you have put Hunter on Friday night? Because I was kind of blown away when he walked out.
He honestly looked awesome, but he fell apart quickly. The more we posed him, the quicker he fell apart, and that's why Martin beat him. Right. Martin was getting better, and Hunter was falling apart.
Now, I have been saying this all this time, that Hunter Labrada looked amazing at the prejudging. He looked bonkers. He beat all of his previous looks, and that too by quite some margin. And as per Steve Weinberger, he looked like a top 3 Olympian when he first came out. Now, I cannot stress that enough, that Hunter for the very first time, he stood next to a former Miss Olympia, Hadi Chopin, and he really showed the world how massive he really is. Now the sad thing about Hunter is that the biggest reason for him placing out of the top 5, that remains to be his peak, because he just faded as the prejudging went on, as the show went on.
Right. Martin was getting better, and Hunter was falling apart.
Yeah,
Hunter started holding water. He just didn't look good when he first came out. He looked like top 3 material, but
that's what I thought.
As the night went on, he fell apart.
And even by the end of the prejudging, he was still good enough to beat a guy like Andrew Jacked for that 5th place, but Hunter dropped down to 6th on Saturday. But that does give me hope that Hunter on his best day, he can be so damn dangerous, and most people are still failing to see that. I think we will all love to see Hunter do this upcoming Arnold and maybe present his all-time best and challenge a guy like Samson Dauda. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.